Hi guys, today we're going to talk about chi-squared tests for independence. Our question at hand is there an association between going to prom and playing a sport? So we have this data right here, and the first thing we need to do is check our conditions. So your first condition is that it's a random sample of high school students. And then your 10% condition is that 400 times 10, which is times 10, equals 4,000, and that's less than all high school students. And then your third condition is that your expecteds are all bigger than 5. So if you want to know how to do your expecteds here, you always have to do row total times column total divided by the table total. So an example of that for this specific, the yes box would be the row total would be 250 times the column total, which is 300, divided by 400, which is an expected of 187.5, and I'll write those in right here. 187.5, 112.5, 62.5, and 37.5. All right, so with that information, we can then find our chi-squared test statistic. But let's first write our hypotheses. So null hypothesis, there is no association between going to prom and playing sports. Your alternative would be there is an association. And we'll use quotes for the rest, between going to prom and playing sports. So now what we need here is our chi-squared contributing values. So remember, your chi-squared test statistic sums up all of your observed minus expected squared divided by your expecteds. So that sum sign should be out front there. Observed, for example, your one observed would be 175 minus 187.5 squared divided by 187.5, and you would do that for each value in those 4 boxes. You would add all of those up, and you end up getting a chi-squared test statistic of 8.88 repeating. So if you were to look that up in your chi-squared table or use chi-squared CDF, we would do 8.88 to 1E99. Degrees of freedom here, remember, degrees of freedom for this type of test is rows minus 1 times columns minus 1, so that would be 2 minus 1 times 2 minus 1 equals just 1. You get a p-value of 0.0029. From that, we can make our conclusion. So we reject H0 since your p-value of 0.0029 is less than where we usually set our alpha, which is 0.05. We have evidence that there is an association between playing sports and going to prom. There you have it, a full chi-squared test for independence.